Alright y'all, so look, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about what are Shavkat Rakhmonov's chances against the UFC's top 10 ranked welterweights. In today's current era, the welterweight division is kind of at a standstill, with our current champion in Leon Edwards being stupidly inactive and not wanting to fight the rightful welterweight contenders. Now, with the streaking contender in Shavkat Rakhmonov on the come up, I wanted to see how he compares against the top 10 ranked welterweights on the active roster. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share so you can help me reach 1,000 subscribers by May. I'll deeply appreciate you. And make sure you join the official UFC Discord, link in the description. And with that being said, let's get on with the video. First things first, we're gonna be starting off with a bang. We have the number 10 ranked in the world, Ian Cuck Gary. And to be frank, all jokes aside, Ian Gary is a solid welterweight prospect. With a perfect 13-0 unbeaten record, Ian Gary is one of the biggest draft picks for #1 UFC prospect to look out for in 2024. And with wins over fighters such as Neil Magny and an upcoming bout with Jeff Neal, I honestly think with Ian Gary's reach, kicks, and speed, he can give Shavkat Rakhmonov a real run for his money. But we've seen time and time again with fights like Jeff Neal and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Shavkat Rakhmonov isn't afraid to give his opponents looks on the feet. But then time and time again, when in doubt, just wrestle. In a scenario where Ian Gary is piecing Shavkat Rakhmonov on the feet, which I highly think is likely, all he's gonna do is grapple and wrestle with him, and Shavkat Rakhmonov's ground game way surpasses Ian Gary's. I got Shavkat Rakhmonov taking this fight by a second round Darce choke. Next up on the list, we have the number 9th ranked in the world, Vicente Luque, a UFC vet with a 22-9 record. This one's gonna be kinda quick since most of Shavkat's notable wins are losses on Vicente Luque's resume. With guys like Jeff Neal and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, fighters that Shavkat have convincingly rolled up into spliffs, putting L's on Vicente Luque's record. I've got Shavkat Rakhmonov by second round rear naked choke. On to the next fighter. I'm gonna kind of fast track through 7 and 8 considering those are Jeff Neal and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, confirmed Shavkat victims. With our 6th ranked fighter in the world, we've got Sean Brady. You know, before the fight with Kevin Gastelum, going into it, I was like, alright, I guess this one's an easy pick for Kevin Gastelum, cause, you know, with Kevin Gastelum's wrestling and threat on the feet, compared to Sean Brady's pillow hands and mid-wrestling, I was like, this gotta be a no-brainer. But no, that was completely not the case, and Sean Brady made Kevin Square Body Gastelum his absolute bitch. In that fight, Kevin Gastelum got absolutely fried. But that's not important because Shavkat Rakhmonov puts him to sleep in round 1 fairly easily. And he might be like, oh, there goes the meat riding again. But dog, I am not meat riding one bit. The current welterweight division is sorry as shit, and it's sad as fuck to see. I remember the days when the division used to be ruled by Kamaru Usman, insanely dominant and insanely active with the best contenders. It kinda made me realize we took Kamaru Usman's reign for granted. Link in the description. Next up, we got the 5th ranked fighter in the world, the people's champion, America's champion, and Donald Trump's favorite fighter, Colby Chaos Covington. And man, Colby, how far you've fallen. Going from having 2 of some of the best mirror matchup fights in welterweight history with Kamaru Usman and permanently breaking the Nigerian nightmare to utterly embarrassing yourself, not only in front of millions watching, including some of your at-the-time fans and supporters, but the President of the United States, your #1 idol. Such a shame. Long story short, I've got Shavkat Rakhmonov absolutely cooking Colby Chaos Covington. If this was 3 years ago, this would be a whole different story, but it ain't, and Colby Covington is washed as fuck. And I've got shit right by 3rd round anaconda choke. Next up, we got 4th in the world, Gilbert Dorino Burns, an absolute dog at welterweight and the only dog who had the cojones to fight and debatably win against the 22 invincible Khamzatchimaev. Gilbert Burns is now 2-3 in his last 5 fights, with the last fight going to a fluke loss against Bilal, remember the racist. I think in this fight with Shavkat Rakhmonov, it can honestly go either way, with my heart telling me Gilbert, but my mind telling me Shavkat. But for argument's sake, I'ma go with Gilbert Burns. I honestly just think that Gilbert Burns could really just go out there and put the beats on Shavkat Rakhmonov. With his elite BJJ and his elite hands on the feet, I got Gilbert Dorino Burns by 3rd round TKO. Realistically, that should be the end of the gauntlet, but for video's sake, I'ma keep going. Next up, we got 2nd ranked in the world, Bilal Remember the Eyeball Mohammed. In a fight with Shavkat and Remember the Eyeball, I easily got Shavkat Rakhmonov. I think Shavkat Rakhmonov is a decent counter to Bilal's ground game and striking. I personally do believe Shavkat is super overrated in the striking department, but so is Remember the Eyeball. I got Shavkat Rakhmonov by 3rd round Kimura. On to the number 1 ranked welterweight in the world, we've got Kamaru Usman. And here's how I think a fight between Marty Fake Newsman and Shit Rap plays out. I think round 1 gets played out on the feet like every Shavkat fight does, and round 2 and 3 will primarily be on the ground with Shavkat having the dominant position. And I just think with Kamaru Usman's age and withering knees, and with Shavkat Rakhmonov's pressure, I kinda do see him getting the job done. This fight could obviously go either way, but I'ma have to give it to Shavkat Rakhmonov by 3rd round triangle choke. Last but certainly not least, we've got Leon Scott Edwards. And look, the fact of the matter is, I've got Leon Edwards brutally fraud checking the balls out of Shavkat Rakhmonov. This entire video, I've been giving Shavkat Rakhmonov chances in order for me to eventually express my feelings about how he goes up against the champ. Leon Scott skunks him in every aspect: striking, takedown defense, counter striking, and speed. All the attributes Leon Edwards needs in order to put an end to the hype train in Shavkat Rakhmonov in order to fraud check him to oblivion. And there we go, that concludes the video for today. I honestly think Shavkat is pretty good, but he inevitably gets fraud checked by the champion in Leon Edwards. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.